No gunshots, but they getting low, 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 low.
You are now tuned in to the world's greatest. Tonight is the night.
The first ever table, lorry and chairs. I'm going to be doing a weekly podcast reviewing Monday Night Raw. Omaha, Nebraska, where we're going to be seeing the terribly named The Club in a 6-man elimination match against The Family. Jericho's music hits. And we are told to get ready for a highlight reel. He tells his guest was supposed to be Dean Ambrose, but he said it'd be none other than Y2J himself as the star. He tells us how Ambrose has a bulging disc. Yes, he definitely said disc, not dick. Jericho proceeds to tell us how upset Ambrose is with losing his prop from the Ambrose Asylum. His plant, Mitch. I'm seriously getting annoyed with this. Remember Perry Saturn from the turn of the millennium? Yeah, I'm showing my age here. And how obsessed he was with Moppy the Mop. Deja vu here. But we get a nice surprise as Enzo and Cass music hits.
You're soft, you're sloppy. They calling me pop.
Big Cass gets a decent pop from the crowd, but of course everyone is waiting for Enzo as he recovers from his concussion suffered at Payback. I'll be honest, this was a fantastic promo, and Colin has really improved his mic skills. I could tell Jericho was enjoying the back and forth. It ends with a little skirmish, and Cass hits the Fozzy frontman with a huge boot. That was a refreshing opening of Raw, and sets a good tone for the show ahead. We then get a backstage segment with Stephanie and Jericho, who is demanding Steph does something about Cass. Steph was looking pretty hot again. She then tells us that the main event will be Cass versus Y2J, which came as a bit of a shock, but I love these two as a rivalry, so I'll go with it. By the way, is Steph face or heel? Time will tell, I guess. Ziggler's music hits.
I'm here to show the world. I'm here to show the world. Come on, bring it on.
Then we get Baron Corbin. And we get ready for the umpteenth match between these two. 3-star match as Corbin gets his win over the show-off, but nothing new here at all. I have to admit that Corbin's finisher, the End of Days, is really impressive and my favourite on the roster at the minute. By the way, was I the only one fascinated with Corbin's sad belly face? I thought it adds to his character, but even his belly doesn't like him. We then get a backstage scene with Shane O'Mac, the Nature Boy, and his daughter Charlotte. Shane bans Flair Sr. from ringside in Charlotte's match with UK's Paige. I hope they're really going somewhere with this Flair ban from ringside again, because only time will tell. We then get another segment backstage as JoJo interviews The Club. The Club! All that does is remind me of those little chocolate things. It should be called the Bullet Club already. Anyway, Styles talks in his sexy, soft southern accent about how he's annoyed that he was put through a table by Roman Reigns after refusing to use a steel chair on Reigns. He then tells us he won't hesitate next time. And the Club are officially back together. I'm not even going to talk about the feud that's happened between Golden Truth and Goldango. It's just too boring, guys. I'm going to leave it at that. Backstage, Kevin Owens, Miz, Maurice and Cesaro bickered to Shane and Stephanie. She yelled enough and then booked them in a triple threat match for the pay-per-view. Sami Zayn entered the picture and said he has a problem with it too. Zayn asked for a match against Miz and said he will go to the back of the line if he loses. But he's added to the match if he wins. Steph and Shane agreed to the match and the stipulation. Really looking forward to this. Finally, it's time for some women's action. Now, Natalya was at ringside as Charlotte made her way down to the ring without her manager and father. then followed with a decent-sized pop. Love seeing these two female athletes put on a solid match. Flair did come down, but as he interfered, Shane came down.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
Dollar, dollar. Dollar, dollar. Cheating, cheating, bling, bling, cut the chatter. You ain't talking money, then you're talking no matter.
And escorted the 67-year-old to the back. Paige hit a roll-up on Charlotte and got the win. X-Pac must be livid. I was so happy with this one. 4-star match. IC title challenge time. Miz came out first.
Awesome! I came to
play, there's a price to pay. Time for you to get down on your knees and pray. You can say goodbye to the good old days. They're never coming back, watch your future.
Then the very happy-go-lucky Sami Zayn came out with that terrible old man cap. Decent heat here in crowd reaction as Zayn wins with a haluva kick. Gets booked in a fatal four-way with Cesaro, Owens and The Miz for the IC strap at Extreme Rules. 3 stars. Backstage angle now as Renee Young is interviewing Ireland's Becky Lynch, who is annoyed with Emma for poking her in the eye last week on Raw. Emma comes out and tells her to watch her back as Dana Brooke makes her Raw debut and hits her down from behind. I'm hugely excited to see her on Raw, and I loved her and Emma's work on NXT. There are so many sexy women in Raw right now. We then saw the return of Darren Young with Bob Backlund as his new life coach. Yawn. The title of the promo was called Make Darren Young Great Again. When was Darren Young ever great? Did I miss something? I wanted to see the primetime players reform. Hilarious Pizza Hut plug with the New Day, Sasha Banks and Dolph Ziggler. Though I never saw anyone eat any pizza. Backstage again, as Zack Ryder pleads with Shane for another IC title shot. Kevin Owens appears and asks Long Island IC why he even exists. Wow, brutal Kevin Owens. I'll be honest, I'm finding Owens to be the best thing on Raw lately. Shane books Owens versus Ryder, and if Ryder wins, he gets in the IC title match at Extreme Rules. Tom Phillips then interviews the family. Sigh. And Reigns says he will eliminate Styles. He did get a good reception from the Omaha crowd, but some are going to say that they were edited in. Reigns is very sexy. I mean, very, very, very sexy. But I still can't buy into him. Sin Cara versus Rusev. I'm not going to say too much about this match, but the best thing about it was Lana. Wow, she was looking hot. 1-star match as Sin Cara won by a roll-up. Poor X-Pac. Does anyone want me to talk about Primo and Epico? I thought not. I'm going to move on. Not sure how this isn't the main event, but the club came out together with Carl Anderson, Doc Gallows and AJ Styles. Then the family of the Usos and Roman Reigns Jey Uso went first by Anderson. Jimmy then knocked out Anderson. Styles eliminated Jimmy in the commercial break and it became 2-on-1. Now this is where I got annoyed, as WWE should be booking the club as a dominant faction, but no. Reigns scored a double elimination and won the match via a DQ, I think. I'm really annoyed with this angle, as now I feel like Styles is no threat to Reigns' title, and it's still hard to see who is face and heel in this rivalry. 3.5-star match, I'd say. We get an NXT promo teasing the return of former NXT champion Finn Balor. I am so desperate to see this guy on Raw, it's beyond a joke. Guess I'll be waiting a little while though. Ryder.
Oh, radio, tell me everything you know. I like to sing with the radio. I like to play it real loud. I like to drive with the top down, rolling like thunder, always drawing a crowd.
Then Kevin Owens. That's becoming the best thing to watch on Raw for his entertainment value, but his in-ring skills keep on surprising me. KO beat Ryder with the pop-up power bomb in a 3-star match. Backstage, Young interviewed Big Cass about facing Jericho. Cass said this is the biggest match of his career as he dedicated his match to Enzo Amore. He looked down at Renee and closed by asking her, "How you doing?" I'm so annoyed by how long they took to appear, but we got it. It's a new day, yes it is.
It's a new day, yes it is.
The WWE World Tag Team Champions made an entrance. Then came out the same old Dudley Boys.
Yeah, we coming now. Come on. Yeah. That's right. We put it down. It's like a family in here, just a little disabled. Putting it down, we lay them out on the table.
3-star standard fun match. The win came via distraction from the number 1 contenders, the Vaudevillains. Still not sold on those two as of yet. We had one of the worst finishes to Raw in recent memory. Y2J made his way out for the main event, but was beaten down before the lights went up. It was Dean Ambrose apparently okay with his bulging disc. Yep, disc. And he was now wearing the 15k jacket that Y2J sports. Ambrose proceeded to rip up the jacket and showed it to the crowd as if to say, "Wow, look what I've done." But the jacket lit up. Smooth, Ambrose. Smooth. We got a short Steph and Shane segment while Y2J complained. And I'm really disappointed with the finish as I was so excited to see Big Cass in his first main event. But the WWE seems short on creative, and it seems you can't teach that. So that was my first ever WWE podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. It wasn't the best Raw I've ever seen, but who knows what will happen next week.